Okay.
As a country, we are doomed. View discretion is advised.
I'm at Home Depot and I'm looking at the sinks and I like these, but I don't like the tilted countertops and sinks because I like to set stuff on top of the sinks. Not on the sinks, but on the countertops. And you can't on these, it would just roll right off.
Please tell me this is rage bait. Please tell me this is rage bait. Please tell me this is rage bait. You know what? I'm going to classify it as rage bait, and I'm not going to fall for it. I'm not going to fall for it. I am not that. What? Ma'am, the countertops are tilted so that way people can see what it... So that way people can see what the countertops actually look like, because if not, then you would have to climb in order to see it. Jesus Christ. Now I know people be rage baiting, but boy, they be getting me. They be getting me because something deep down tells me a lot of these people that be quote unquote rage baiting be for real. They be for real. That's why we got a lot of people doing a lot of dumb. It's not until you actually interact with them on a one-on-one situation and you realize you are not very bright. And I've met a lot of them in person. I'm like, how do you think? Why do you think like this? And then you had the audacity to bring it to the internet. Instead of using the internet the right way, right? All you had to do was Google, chat, even ChatGPT it. Ask Jeeves for all I care. And they would have told you why those countertops are tilted. The models are there to show you what the countertops actually look like. Man, you know what? Ain't no saving some of y'all. And I can't care more for y'all than y'all care for yourself. So you know what? You ain't gotta listen to what I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Yeah, keep it change.
Every single one of my girlfriends has a second job. Like, majority of my friends work in corporate and have a full-time job and have at minimum one other job on the side. But then I started thinking more deeply about it and I was like, hold on. Every single guy I know that is my age that works a similar corporate job to all of us does not have a second job. And I'm like, like weird how that works. And then I was like, why? So I've come to 3 conclusions. One, being a girl is just more expensive. Being a woman is inevitably more expensive. If a man tries to argue on this, like, F him. I mean, period supplies. Being the one that buys every single gift for every single holiday, beauty standards, like, we could go on and on and on. I won't. 2, women are not getting paid enough, obviously, like, common conclusion that everyone's known for a long time now, but like just not getting paid enough. 3, the corporate world was literally made by men for men. Corporate wasn't designed for women. Like, the 9 to 5 is designed off of the male hormone cycle. Literally, that's why it was made. That's why happy hours are a thing. It was made for men. Women are much more entrepreneurial, creative, generally speaking, not every single person, but generally speaking, and just are not meant for a corporate environment. All in all, conclusions are: 1, it's so expensive being a girl. 2, we need to get paid more. And 3, I think more women need to be entrepreneurs, because every single woman-run business is like badass as fuck. So anyway, let me know your thoughts.
Did you guys see that video of the girl in Denver who was like, I was at Hello Darling this morning, I saw a super cute guy. He was on a date with another girl, but I don't think it was more than a first or second date. I just want to shoot my shot. Does anyone know Cody? I didn't talk to him, but I know his name because I heard her say it. First of all, Cuckoo Banana's crazy, unhinged behavior. Posting that on TikTok for the whole wide world internet. Love it. I love having something to gossip about in the middle of a work day. So kudos to you. I love that. Stay unhinged. But also, everyone's saying girls girl this, girls girl that. I hear you. I would take it a step further to say there is no man on this planet that you need to be that, like, calling the bat signal for. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine Cody from Denver it's necessary to put up the bat signal on TikTok while he was on a date with another girl. This girl who posted is very cute, very pretty, has hobbies, seems interesting. There is no man on this planet you need to put up the bat signal to get homeboy to go out with you. And I know that, like, dating in Denver is tough, all right? I get it. I've been there. Like, but throw a Tic Tac one direction, you're gonna hit a dude named Cody from Denver. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it warranted the behavior. Like, go to the club. Let's start there. Go to the club. Go to the club. What happened to that? Why do you need to go to Hello Darling for to meet a cutie named Cody? Go to the club. There's 1,000 Codys. There's 1,000 Codys. And I Don't Mind by Usher is probably playing. Like, stop posting on TikTok.
Jason the Ween is proof that money and status are not as important as looks, right? He got cheated on. He has infinite status, infinite money. He has a great physique, but he still got cheated on because of his looks.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't know how you girls find some skinny little scrawny, no testosterone boy attractive. Also, like, why is that so pretty?
Let's talk about making your man lunch for work. And no, this is not about, well, I work too. Why doesn't he make me lunch? Girl, pause. Wrong video. We are not talking about keeping score. We're talking about keeping connection. I pack his lunch because I like knowing he's out there with a little reminder of me. And when he opens it and sees his favorite snack or a note that says, can't wait for later, trust me, the man's not just thinking about food anymore. It's not about old school gender roles either. It's about making each other feel wanted, even when apart. And let me tell you, small things such as this, they build the kind of intimacy that lasts. So ladies, don't let the fairness police get in your head and ruin the vibe. Sometimes it's about setting the mood before he even walks through the door. And sometimes it's just about having a little fun, making sure you are the best part of his break.
You know what drives men absolutely crazy is when you have women, modern women, that says that men should just know a lot of these things, right? He should just know when I'm upset. He should just know what I need. He should just know when to give me space and when to push through. That's so freaking stupid. It's so ambiguous and it's so lazy. It's intellectually lazy is what it is. And then when a man gets it wrong, because he will, because he's not you, he don't know how you feel. And number one, number two, you be changing how you feel left and right. When he gets it wrong, nobody told him anything. All of a sudden, you know, you failed as a man. All of a sudden, you're not attentive. You don't care enough. Men are not mind readers, dude. Period. End of story. Never were. And that's why you have a lot of men that just say, man, I'm done with this bull crap. I'm not guessing no more. I'm not trying to figure, I'm not trying to look in your eyes and kind of decipher what you got going on. Open your mouth and tell me what you need so I can assist.
Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, them dudes that be talking about they love dealing with older women because they can learn from them, because you can teach them a little something. Girl, take your ass, get your run. Get your and run, babes. Because yes, they will learn from you. They will learn how to from you. They will learn how to cook from you. They will learn how to make money from you. You damn near his mama. You his mama. You are mothering him. And those are the same niggas that will drain you. Drain you because they learning from you, learning, taking. And you know what you learning from him? Not a thing. I never learned nothing from a young dude. Because you're going to learn from me. You're going to confide in me. You're going to find a safe space in me. And I'm not going to find the same thing within you. All I'm going to learn is that I was a dumb for dealing with your ass. That's what I'm going to learn. Stop thinking it's cute to be dealing with these younger niggas. And stop thinking that's a cute answer. Oh yes, I love dealing with older because I love learning from y'all. Yes, we know. You want a mama. You want big mama. Just like how you be with big dog because he got money. Because he be paying. Because he's paying for the section. And you don't bring nothing to the mother table. Hello? Stop dealing with these little young dudes, please. And then another thing they be saying, I don't like dealing with the girls my age because they're so immature. Well, if y'all the same age and she's immature and women mature faster than men, then what does that make you? Oh,
Male self-help is basically like, if your life sucks, you suck. Like, it's you're doing something wrong, dude. You gotta man up. You gotta get good. You gotta get skills. Yes, it sucks. Nobody gives a so get over it. Like, carry the boats. Get strong. Get rich. Get looks maxed or whatever it is these days. And I'm gonna help you to do that. Like, follow my plan. Here are actionable steps that you can do to take care of these things. And that's the best that you can do. Like, if your life doesn't look the way that you want it to look, it's your fault, which is awesome. Like, I'm really about assuming what I call radical responsibility for your life, which is basically like saying everything in your life is your fault. Everything. Like, stop blaming your parents, stop blaming society, stop blaming your girlfriend, stop blaming, period. Take responsibility for your life, because you have to accept that your best choices have led you to this position. Do you hear that in female self-help literature? Absolutely not. The tenor in female self-help is like, you are already amazing. You are already beautiful and perfect and awesome. The problem is you don't sufficiently know that about yourself yet. That's why you feel anxious. That's why you feel depressed. You're already gorgeous and perfect and wonderful, but you just have to like sit with your own wonderness and beauty and perfection a little bit more, and it will radiate out of you. And it's like your problems stem from not believing in yourself enough. And this is like the crux of empowerment.
Well, The Secret was really big with women too, right?
Well, why wouldn't it? Because you don't actually have to do anything. You don't. Manifesting means you take zero action. Like, you make a vision board. Like, maybe that's the most that you do. It doesn't actually require you to do the hard things that are necessary to build the life that you want to live.
Well, what's considered more high value, being rich or being in shape?
That may be accurate. It depends on what underlying philosophies are going along with it. So sometimes being in shape is vain, sometimes being in shape is for health. Sometimes being wealthy is greedy, sometimes being wealthy is because you're a hard worker. So I don't think it's the outcome as much as the motivation.
Good-looking guys who are dumb as rocks, who provide no emotional or intellectual stimulation for a woman, unfortunately, that's not very high value. It's a hard place to be. I mean, being rich as well. If you're a workaholic and you're never home with your kids and you're gone all the time, women don't necessarily want that either. So they really want a combination of someone who is emotionally available. I know I say that all the time, and women say that all the time. Guys are like, what does that mean? They want your presence. They would much rather you making $80,000 a year and be home and be there and be like involved in the relationship than just be rich and gone or hot and dumb.
There is an abundance of men in the comments of this video saying this is why guys are opting out of dating, this is why guys don't want to keep trying. I hear you. I'm not gonna say like, no, that's so invalid. No, I hear you. Looking at the comments of the video that I'm talking about, you see mostly women who are admitting to really messed up things, like it's casual, like it doesn't matter, like they don't care. I think that's wrong. You're ignoring the huge amount of women who are saying the exact opposite, saying, I don't agree with this isn't okay. So this is what you have to understand. Humanity is horrible. Men are horrible. Women are horrible. And it is really hard to weed out through all the horrible people and find somebody who is worthwhile. Does that mean it isn't worth it? No. Nothing good comes easy. Nothing good comes easy. Men and women need each other to push humanity forward. Don't opt out of dating because it's hard.
Like what?
The best thing that you can do is decenter a man. Like, I have a man. I do hate men, but I have a man. I do hate men, but I have a man.
I do hate men, but I have a man.
And he's a great man.
Yo, what?
I have a man. I do hate men, but I have a man.
I do hate men, but I have a man.
And he's a great man.
You can't pay me every time we get together, then you got to go.
It's okay. So how much does he have to pay you every time? Just give me a number.
To hang out, to see me, to chill, anything. That's a days off, which I work. So I'm gonna need like at least $1,500 a day.
You need what?
I need 1,500.
For what?
You want to come see me? Or come
For what?
Because I don't got time to chill. I need to make money every time I go.
You for this 1,500?
I didn't say I was.
So wait.
Our generation is something else, man. You know, these women will never respect you. These types of women will never care about you. All they want is the status of being with you, homie. You know, I hope that some men can understand this, right? A woman that is a wife is not going to have demands for you. Her only demand is going to be following God. I mean that, man. A man of God. That's going to be her expectation. You guys can be out here settling for all these women that are for the world, or you can find yourself a woman that's going to be a wife. That's following Jesus, that has Jesus in her heart. Because if she does not have Jesus in her heart, it's going to be a hard road. It's going to be a really, really hard road. I encourage you guys to never settle until you find that, because it's going to be hard. You're going to be dealing with a lot of BS, stress, drama, and the list goes on, man. He who finds a wife finds a good thing. Just focus on your grind, man. Focus on your purpose. Focus on building your relationship with Jesus, man, and leave the rest to God. That's it.
You know, here's the real pattern that a lot of men started noticing. So you have a lot of these modern women that say a whole bunch of stuff, but then they'll disappear for a few days or a few months or however long, and then they'll come back like nothing happened, disappear again, and then come back again. They're going in and out of your life, taking from your time and your resources, your energy, your money, and then coming back, right? And men started noticing this type of stuff. They started noticing that modern women themselves are emotionally unavailable. And when the man stops responding the same way that he used to respond to you, now you want to call him inconsistent. Now you want to call him emotionally unavailable. Now you want to say, which is, in my opinion, hypocritical, that he's pulling away. Meanwhile, you've been out there doing whatever you want to do, going out here is really what you're doing, going out here to Chad and Tyrone. You've been going out here left and right, getting pumped and dumped, and now you're trying to hold a man to a standard. It's crazy to me, right? And so now you have a lot of men are starting to match that energy, and instead of trying to continue to put out that consistent effort that you want, I recognize that you're out here playing games, and so I'm withdrawing from the foolishness and the BS, to be honest with you.
Where are the electricians? Where are the plumbers? Why are you doing UGC content as a man? I'm sorry. Oh, this is going to sound very hypocritical, but you guys, new ick unlocked. Men doing UGC content. You guys, for the girlies doing it, I've done it before, but men doing it.
I don't know if I'm gonna post this, but the other night I was talking to my fiance just about like life things, about like what we want for our future, what we want for our kids, and like how we see things and whatever. And ever since we've talked, I've had like just like a soft spot in my heart for young men in our generation, because it has to be so daunting and like anxiety provoking to feel like you have these traditional values and you have these traditional goals for your life, and it's like so unattainable. It's like so unattainable this day and age to be the sole provider and to have an emergency fund and to like buy a house at a young age so you can start having kids young. And like if you want your kids to be in sports, or like they want to be in sports and you want to be able to send them to like summer ball and like pay for their cleats, and like let alone like pay for your wife, take over for your wife, like that in and of itself has to like just be so daunting, and also just more or less like emasculating to feel like you can't get there no matter like how hard you're working. Like, yes, like a lot of you guys are busting your ass. Obviously women are working really hard too, but I feel like this message, like, I don't know, I just, after seeing how hard my fiance works and how many hours of OT he's willing to put in, and like how much he wants to provide for me, and like he gives me such a good life already, and for him to just feel discouraged, you know, after like working so hard. And I guess like my whole point of all this is times are so much different than your parents and like the way your dad did things. If your dad was able to pay for all of your dinners easily and like have this nice house and get you guys all cars, and like and your mom didn't work, times are so different. And you need to give yourself a little bit of grace and understand that like no one has enough money for anything. Genuinely, like there is not enough money for anyone right now. It feels like everyone's kind of like I don't have enough money, like I spare money, whatever, blah, blah. So like, if you can remember that like God and your health and your family are just like those things are rich to have in and of itself, and just remember that everyone is feeling this, then maybe you can feel a little bit of weight off your shoulders and just know that like everyone's struggling. The people you see like on social media and the men you're comparing yourself to either are some of the few that made it big on social media, were handed down a business or were handed down old money, or 3 are from a different generation when like they weren't set up for just failure. So try to just remember your core values and just keep chugging along. And I don't know, I felt compelled to say that, and I just am sorry that is the reality of how today's day and age is.
A man should definitely provide, but make sure that you provide to a thank you so much woman and not a as he should woman.
Say like you're dating a guy, you meet as homeboys, and you realize like he ain't the leader of the pack.
I can't.
I don't care about what they look like, but I want my man to be the head honcho.
No, he has to be the leader of the pack.
So, serious question, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Should we be howling at the moon as well? Again, I'm just trying to be specific so I know exactly what to give. Respectfully, of course. No.
Ever underestimate a man's ability to blame a woman for his actions. And then further to that, get mad at her for her reaction to those actions. Take it all the way back 360, and then the woman has to apologize to the man.
Ask any man if he's gotten an apology from a woman, and his answer will most likely be no. In fact, most men have never even heard of that ever happening. And blaming her for something that he did, we see this a lot. It's not gender specific, we see this with women as well. It would be great if we just teach people accountability in general. But as per usual, it's framed as all men do this. It's a man's problem. And aren't you doing the very thing that you're saying that men do? By flipping it around and making it his fault?
So, it seems like a lot of these modern women will get on a podcast and they'll say that men are intimidated by a successful woman. I was like, hey, he's intimidated by me. I'm a strong, independent woman, right? And me hear that a lot of time. Men hear that a lot of times and just laugh at them. They just laugh. It's not intimidation. Nobody's intimidated by you. It's just that coming home to a competition every single day is exhausting. A woman who uses her career as a reason for why she deserves more than what she gives, and then turns every conversation into a scoreboard, is not intimidating to a man. You're just annoying to be around. You're a hard person to be around. That's really it. And so a lot of guys start choosing peace. They start choosing silence, comfort over having to deal with you, even though you might be a baddie.
I would say the number one issue you hear from females in the church right now is there's no good guys out there. Mm-hmm. And this is like church and at large, but especially in the church, and probably you guys just in what you do probably know a few awesome single women that are like, I find so many pastors, so many leaders that are like, I know like 5 great 35 or 30 to 40 year old single women that are single. Like, I just don't know why they're not married yet. It's just, we run into that over and over. And it's probably the biggest thing for women that is the issue or their complaint, I would say. For men, we see that probably the biggest issue for guys right now is they don't feel equipped and they kind of feel like they're not wanted. Okay. So we have a lot of women. I'm just going straight into it. Okay. And ladies, I do love you. Okay. But we have a lot of women complaining about how awful the guys are. And then we have guys overhearing that and being like, should I even try? Like, I don't even know what to do in this environment anymore. Ladies are raising their standards. There's a lot of stats behind that. And guys are saying, hey, I'm actually more open, but the women are like, no, you have to be in therapy for 10 years. No, like all these criteria.
No debt, credit score here.
I fear the JFK show has activated a delusion in the feminine psyche, which is the delusion that a rich man, a very rich man, is going to come and pluck you from obscurity. Now, first of all, this needs to be said right off the bat. On the off chance that this happens to you, you're not getting JFK Jr., you're getting Hunter Biden, you're getting Elon Musk. You're not actually getting them, but that's the energy that you're getting. The goods will be kind of odd. And all of these femininity coaches giving the same generic advice. Oh, go and sit and work in a hotel lobby. Ma'am, if you do that, not only will the rich men know, all of the women at the hotel will know, the staff will know, everyone knows. And if you can't understand nuance, I'm not saying that if you love a beautiful lobby like the Santa Monica proper and you're an architect and you like to go sit there and answer emails, that's not giving the same energy as this. Like, you're there to work, they're there to work. And everybody knows. I lived in a resort town. I lived in Ojai. There's not a lot to do there. So on the weekends, sometimes you go to Santa Barbara and have lunch at the Rosewood Miramar. Very nice hotel, by the way. And immediately upon walking in, when there were women there doing that, you can tell from their outfit. The outfit alone will give it away. Rich people dress very differently from how women who are trying to appear like that dress. It's a bad pantomime of wealth. And the people who I do know who were kind of plucked from obscurity by the weird, eccentric billionaire, let me just tell you, they are paying for it by the energy they have to deal with, you know, whether that's like they're with a man who regularly gets him kicked out of hotels because he smokes in the hotel room, or the man is expected to be allowed to have multiple partners and you don't get to ask any questions. If it's a Nepo situation, you're dealing with a really weird, psychotic family dynamic and probably a lot of enmeshment. You're not giving Amal Clooney, okay? You're giving like Fashion Nova ambassador. And the one thing money can't actually buy is love. To get love, you don't seek love. You have to remove all of the obstacles that prevent you from being love, from being in that vibration. And that vibration is fear-based, scarcity-based. So when you operate from that vibration, that is inevitably what you will attract. Also, the idea that this is like high value dating, and it's sort of coded in the same way as like presenting very aloof, pretending to be busy, being dismissive, pretending to be unavailable. All of these things, those are what is desperate. This is what actually prevents you from meeting someone who is high quality. Because to meet someone who's high quality, you want to be as polarizing as possible so that you weed people out like right off the bat, and you don't throw away huge chunks of time talking to someone who is unserious, who doesn't match your energy, and who isn't invested in building something. You don't weed these people out by pretending and playing a character. I implore you to think about wealth building on your own terms. that will then put you in the space where you might meet people who are also invested in building and showing up with this attitude of money above all else, by the way, is a repulsive energy to men. It's the same thing as men who are very, very unattractive physically and don't take care of themselves, and they drink too much and they haven't seen their toes in the shower in 7 years, showing up and feeling like they get to demand access to the most beautiful woman in the room.
Who gonna give a $1,000 for a deposit? Are you sick? So just a couple of weeks ago, I said that the good girls are taking the identity of the hoes, and you got my comments confused. We're not acting like hoes. Okay, well, since you don't understand what it is that you are doing that is hoe behavior, I'm about to show you.
If he wants to take me on a date moving forward, I now require a $100 refundable deposit.
To start charging a deposit if you ask to take me out on a date. If you ask to go out with me, and especially this last minute, like day of, I need a deposit. I need like a $50 deposit.
We should start charging these men deposits to date us. Like, we should start charging them a fee to date us. Like a 30-day trial. You pay like $1,000 to date us.
Yeah.
So
I require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs. I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. There is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date. So when people ask, how did you meet? You can say, he courted me.
I like that. Because hold on, how am I know you for real if you ain't sending a deposit? You gonna have to like make sure I look like I'm gonna have to make sure I look good. So you gonna have to send that in. I gotta get my hair done. I gotta get a new outfit. I might have to get a Uber. My money is my money. You want to see me? I want to see.
What's the deposit fee?
It depends on.
It depends on who it is, right?
No, it don't depend on who it is.
Yeah,
You're wondering why y'all are packing out these singles events like the Million Man March. Y'all are desperate as hell and you confused as to why you can't find a man, but you're doing like this. And then who gonna give a fat $1,000 for a deposit? Are you sick? Have you lost your mind? Whenever you pay a deposit for something, you're paying a deposit. That is a down payment for a service or a purchase. You're purchasing something. If you're selling your time, oh, you gotta pay me for my time. A quick visit? Cause you a hoe. Cause that's what the hoes do. Like, let's be so real. Y'all are doing everything that the hoes are doing. I think you should send me a deposit. Deposits are for services. What services are you providing?
I've said this before, if the only time you feel beautiful is when you're wearing clothing, then there's something wrong. But I'm going to take it a step further. If the only time your girlfriends are hyping you up and telling you that you're beautiful is when you're dressed in clothing, then you're not around the right type of women, because that means that they only see your value in the clothes that you take off rather than your actual beauty.
as a woman in finance, I'm looking at the W-2s, I'm looking at the federal withholdings on a lot of these men's income taxes, and it's just like, the lifestyle that you ladies want, y'all need to go to work. They cannot take, on a salary that they have right now, there's no way you can go to Chanel, and there's no way you can take these luxurious trips. I need for y'all to go to work too, because trying to stay at home with one person's income and it's not over $200,000, and that's for me talking about Texas, $200,000, not LA, $200,000, not New York, $200,000, not Atlanta, $200,000, and Atlanta, you can put that with the Houston, $200,000. So yeah, if you want to live this lifestyle, you gotta go to work. Like, I'm sorry, you gotta go to work. You gotta go get you some money, because he's not gonna be able to do it by himself in today's economy.
I posted a video of me giving my client a Brazilian wax, and I got this comment where this person's saying that I need to stop trying to make women look like children. So what you're telling me is that you think of somebody getting waxed and you think of kids. Okay, yeah, that's totally normal. But seriously, like, why are we making it weird? It's getting your hair ripped out. That's all it is. If somebody wants to wax their legs, is that because they're trying to look like a child, or I'm trying to make them? Which, by the way, these are consenting grown adults who, you know, seek out my services and are paying me to do this, right? Nobody has to get a Brazilian wax. Also, nobody has to justify why they want to get waxed. It can be as simple as you like it, right? You like the way it feels, you like the way it looks, your partner likes it, fine. Or you could have a skin condition that can be managed by waxing, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter, right? You're paying me, that's all I care about, right? I don't understand why anybody has any concerns about what someone wants to do with their body hair. That's just really weird. And you know what's funny, actually? I looked at your profile because I just couldn't help myself. I can see from your repost that it looks like you're pretty liberal. And so my question for you is, like, if you're so progressive, why are you passing judgment on what a woman wants to do with her body? It doesn't affect anybody but her. So why are you passing judgment? And I would go so far as to say the insinuation that you're making in this comment, if you catch my drift, you know, it's giving that you think that women's bodies are inherently, and why are you objectifying women as a progressive? That's odd.
So you have a lot of modern women, I should say, modern women they're going to say they want a man to open up. They want a man to be vulnerable. But then they'll go out there and screenshot what he said and send it to the group chat. Like, what the heck are you doing? Bringing it up in an argument 6 months later, use it to explain to everybody why he's broken, why he's in issues, why he needs to go to therapy. And so that's why you have a lot of men that quit talking about a lot of issues. Or at least to women, because you hear what modern women are talking about, you hear what they're saying, and the man's like, man, why would I continue wasting my time? If modern women are saying this type of stuff on the internet, why would I continue to be vulnerable when they're just going to take my vulnerability and turn it against me? It's a competitive advantage to you at that point to destroy me. Why would I keep on feeding? You've made yourself my enemy. Why would I keep on feeding my enemy, my vulnerabilities, my weaknesses? Why would I do that?
The average woman is more attractive than the average man is a very unserious conversation. Not only is it unserious, it's also very unbalanced, because when you really think about it, which you really shouldn't have to think that deep into it, I think that it's common sense, but apparently not. Men pretty much have to show up as they are. They have to show up with their face. They have to show up with their hair, until as of recently, which very few men, in my opinion, are out here wearing male lace fronts. So for the most part, with a man, what you see is what you get. They can't really cover up much, which is why, in my opinion, it takes more confidence for them, because they quite literally cannot do much to change their appearance outside of grow a beard. Even in growing a beard, the beard is still theirs. It's still very much their hair on their face. Men, for the most part, are very much natural. On the other hand, women, we are able to change every single thing about us that we do not like, and nobody can judge us and nobody can say anything about it. Even if we change our entire face, nobody can say anything because they're not allowed to. So a more fair comparison, you would have to take, 10 men, 10 women, tell the men, hey, take your hats off. Tell the women, hey, take off your hair, wash off your eyebrows, take off your lashes, wash off your face, stand next to each other, and then let's compare who is more attractive. Which, why are we doing that in the first place? That doesn't make any sense. But I think it takes a lot of arrogance and audacity to not even have to look like yourself, to walk around with enhancements that does not depict what you actually look like a lot of the time, and then have the audacity to say who is more or less attractive. That does not make any sense. And at first I was like, I don't understand why they do that, but yes I do. Yes I do. You guys do it because you want to be championed and encouraged by the women, because y'all cheer each other on in a lot of your foolishness and your delusions. I understand that's how you guys work, whatever. But it doesn't make any sense. And y'all get on here and y'all say things, and to normal, regular people with regular minds, y'all don't realize how stupid you sound when you say certain things. It doesn't make any sense, and quite frankly, it actually doesn't even need to be a conversation. We don't know who looks better than who don't, because we can't tell. And even if we could, we are attracted to men and men are attracted to women. If we're honest, I am more attracted to men because I like men. So I think that men are more attractive because I'm actually attracted to them. But whatever, because I was about to go into something else and I ain't gonna go there. Yeah, this conversation is dumb. Let's wrap it up until y'all want to start being honest.
Alone and lonely, and you have to know when to walk away.
Leave a man and go to nothing. They always monkey branch to another man. You know how monkeys swing from tree to tree? And they're always hoping that the next branch they swing to is a little bit higher than the last one. Men need to be different than women. Don't be afraid to let her go and have nothing in your life. They fear that, you don't. That's one of the things that makes you a man. You don't have fear of being alone. That's a very feminine thing, fear of being alone.
Now, we all know women's nature are hypergamous. They will leave you if they think the grass is greener on the other side, which is nothing wrong with that. I just have something to tell the men. Women will monkey branch if they see a better option, so you have to be the best option. Now you have to understand something. If you're in a relationship with a woman and she does a non-negotiable and your stays in there, you deserve everything that comes with it. For example, if you tell your woman when you're in a relationship, I don't like women who go to parties and clubs, especially without me, and she says, I'm going anyway, you know where to put her. Now, if you stay, she's going to walk all over you. You already know who runs that relationship, who has the pants. Now, men have to understand the difference. Women can monkey branch. So can you. But make sure when you leave, you don't mind being alone. It's fine being alone. We all just don't want to be lonely. And y'all wonder why I say this. And you want to get married. Pack it up.
Y'all are dirty, desperate, and y'all have no shame. That girl came on here telling us how good this man was that was giving it to her. I don't know why she would tell y'all that, because I would never tell y'all no like that, because y'all are desperate and have no shame. Like, y'all see somebody and green-eyed. Like, a lot of y'all have the envy eye or envious eye, whatever. Y'all know what I mean. That girl came on here talking about how that man was putting her through the mattress and how much she liked him, and y'all took it upon y'allself to go locate this man and be all up and through that man comments talking about, oh, I heard about you, I'm trying to see what it's like, blah, blah, blah. You're nasty. I just made a video the other day talking about how women were conducting themselves in the comment sections of men when it came to this like whole Olympic thing. Like, men are trying to have something for themselves, and here y'all go in the comments acting like boys, acting like it's gross. Like, you're a girl, and you're slanging cootie cat in the comment section of a man. You're not embarrassed. That's so embarrassing and gross. Like, to be trailing at, like, there's so many men outside. I can literally go outside and fling this tissue paper, and mind you, it's tissue, it's not gonna go far, and hit a man. And y'all are in the comment section on the internet where people can see you offering up your disgusting.
It's a little toxic, but I kind of believe that in your 20s, you should have at least one pregnancy scare where you're not sure who the father is.
It's always the chicks with the Star Crunch face and the teeth the shade of a banana Laffy Taffy that's forever calling somebody ugly on Al Gore's internet. You know what I find kind of interesting is how women will come up on Al Gore's internet with all of the audacity and might of He-Man and the power of Grayskull, and sit there and call men ugly when they themselves aren't. They themselves don't even put any effort into their appearance. And I'm not talking about spackling 10 pounds of makeup or throwing on some extensions. I'm talking about exfoliating and moisturizing your skin. Like, your face look like a Star Crunch poo. And at your big age of 30, with all of the advanced skincare, you're not even putting that kind of effort into it. Like, please be so for real. Like, teeth whitening strips. Come on, Bob. Like, I get on the men about their teeth looking like the shade of butter, but it's a completely different level of the audacity when you are a grown woman and your teeth is the shade of a Laffy Taffy. Invisaligns, you know? Before you go out and get all of that plastic surgery, before you go out and butcher your body, you know, go get your teeth fixed. Go get it straightened. Go get it whitened and fix that attitude. That's another thing that makes y'all look undesirable. I ain't gonna call you ugly, but undesirable. A lot of you women have the most nastiest attitudes to the point where I don't even want to be your friend. I don't even want to be in the same space with you because your energy is just foul. And then you want to sit there and call men ugly and then wonder why you're single, to the point where you're not even worth being a 2 a.m. dump. But hey, it's whatever. Like I said, you don't have to spackle on 10 pounds of makeup. You don't even have to put any extensions in your hair. But do something with your skin, fix your teeth, and fix your attitude.
Lay on the ground. What I'm trying to understand is how evil must one be to make up a lie like this? Viewer discretion is advised. Lay on the ground. Lay on the ground. Lay on the ground, bitch. Hey, come on. Stop. Stop. Put your hands behind your back. That's my son. I wanted you all to come so you can leave me the alone. We don't got to go. I wanted y'all to come to keep you understand. Boo. You don't got no gun. Why would you say that on 911 on a recorded line? Crazy. Bro, what the no, I don't get you.
So this mother called the cops on her son and told them that he had a gun just so they can come and take him away. Refusing to understand that for a lot of those cops out there, this is target practice. They get excited for these kind of moments, especially when they know they are going to a neighborhood that's predominantly black. There's no way you want me to believe that she wasn't excited about what she did, because if you listen to the beginning of the video, when the cops tell him to get down, you hear her in the back say, yeah, get down, ass nigga. This is no longer an argument between mother and son. This is a woman and a man, and she feels like she has upper hand because she called the authorities and lied on him, directly weaponizing his entire existence in that moment, which is he's young, black, and he's a male, and according to your call, he's armed. That's crazy. So she calls and lies on her son that he has a gun. They show up. Fortunately, the cops do their job the right way, right? They arrest him, and then she turns around and says, yes, I called and said he had a gun so he can get the out of here. He does not actually have a gun, but I basically want y'all to come here and teach him a lesson. How must one be to lie on your own flesh and blood, your own child, and put him in harm's way where he might not see another day based on that one call, knowing it was a lie? And the saddest part is a lot of people don't realize a child's development is a parent's responsibility. How that child turns out as a person, you have a huge part to play in that. So if they're degenerate, it's because of you. There is no bigger influence than the environment that is created in a home. And based on the way this woman made this call, I can tell exactly what kind of environment this young man grew up in. Now, fortunately, the female officer did arrest that woman for the phone call that she made. Now, that was necessary. But when I tell you a lot of people don't deserve children, this is exactly what I mean. A number of y'all decide to have children because it's trendy, not because you actually want to be an active, healthy, functioning parent, and then you allow their environment to raise them. They turn out to be ain't shit individuals, and then you get upset at what you bred, then turn around and do like this in the name of teaching them a lesson. That young man almost got put on a t-shirt because your stupid ass. And I bet if you told her to her face that she's a horrible parent, she wouldn't want to hear that you saying. No accountability, no acknowledgement, just another having kids. Fellas, I beg y'all, please stop procreating with these types. They are not fit to be parents. Shit, but knowing y'all, I know y'all ain't gonna hear what I just said because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it changing.
This whole thing where women say, well, he gave me the ick, is one of the most honest things modern women have admitted without realizing it, right? He sneezed wrong. He was too nice. He seemed too interested. He wasn't interested enough. He was too comfortable. Men start realizing that the ick is just a way of saying I stopped being interested and I don't want to take any responsibility for it. And men who understand that just shrug and they move on without making it a whole emotional thing. So when you ask why men don't approach, that would be why. Because you get the ick about everything. Every little thing.